Recently, I acquired the new Simplisafe system to protect my home. And as soon as I got it, one thing I realized was that the person who invented it did not have Sabbath observers in mind. To show you what I mean, let me take a door sensor over here. Now my alarm is off at the moment, and I'm simulating opening and closing a door. And although the alarm is off, not only do you hear a chirp, but if you can see, looking over here, when the door is closed, it flashes twice, and when you open it, it flashes once. So now, everybody in my family observes Sabbath and various holidays, and we want to be able to use this alarm and just cut off certain zones. So how do we accomplish that? What I've done over here is I've removed the battery from this sensor over here. And you can see this battery, this is the positive, this is the negative, and the positive sort of rolls over. So what I want to be able to do is have a cutoff switch. And in order to do that, over here, I have pre-cut 2 pieces of aluminum foil and 2 pieces of paper. The paper is slightly wider than the aluminum foil, and I have pieces of aluminum foil attached to each side, and I glued them using contact cement such as this. And on one side I've also glued on an additional piece of paper to act as insulation, so the battery does not short, because as I just showed you, the positive terminal of the battery, which is on top, rolls over. So what I do is I take this, and I'm going to put this inside where the contact is, and I am now, take a look before I put in the battery, and I am now carefully going to insert the battery. It was a little, I believe I got it in. Now, the paper is blocking these 2 pieces of aluminum foil. So, when I put the magnet to the sensor, you can see there's no light and no chirping. But now, let's say I take a jumper wire, which I just so happen to have handy, and I attach it to each of the pieces of aluminum foil. Now, seems to be working, and the light is going on as well. So I've created a switch which I'm going to use to cut off the system on one door. Now I'm going to remove my jumper wire from here and move this over here, and very carefully put the cover on. Got it. Now I'm removing the this protective piece, exposing the sticky part of the switch. And I am now going to bend this over, move this towards, move this over here. It's on the sticky part, and I'm now going to bend it like this, So it is facing up. I put down the piece of paper, take the other piece of aluminum, put it over here, and I'm going to turn that up as well. And now I have my two pieces of aluminum foil sticking like this. Obviously, I could no longer use the adhesive that came with the switch because I used it to actually hold my aluminum foil in place. So let me just cut off this excess piece of paper, not needed. So I am going to take a new piece of adhesive tape. Make sure it's not too big. I'm going to place it over here. And I do want to test it again. Nothing happening. I could use my jumper wire, or I'm just going to try just touching the two of them together. And there you have it. And now we're going to move on to the next step. What I've done over here is, you could see those two pieces of aluminum foil are now attached to two terminals which would normally be used for a wired alarm, where you would have foil tape around your windows. So then I have some wire hooked up to those same screw terminals, goes along the edge of the door, and down the door I have a switch. And right now the switch is down in the off position. So I open the door, nothing happens, no tone, and you can also see no light. Let me hold the camera higher. No light going on and off. Now I go flip the switch up, open the door, light flashed, and you also heard the tone. Close the door and you can see the two flashes. The switch that I used was actually designed for a wired, not a wireless alarm system. Now, in a wired system, you have a closed circuit because you have a complete loop of wiring, where over here I'm doing the reverse. So this switch here, which I have used, was actually designed for a wired, not a wireless system, and therefore when the switch would say it's off, it will be on, and when the switch would say on, it will be off. Reason being, it says off when it's actually closing the circuit to bypass. So the way I got around it is over here, I just installed the switch upside down, and I removed the on-off label. We just know that up is on and down is off. And that's how we have manual control of our entry doors. Thank you.